Hello guys, so we are going to continue the discussion with respect to Python, and in this video we are going to talk about custom exception. Now in this custom exception, I'm probably going to raise and throw an exception. So that is what we will be seeing. So anybody who is probably developing any kind of project will probably develop their own custom exception handler, so that they will be able to handle different types of custom exceptions that usually happen in your applications, right? So what I'm actually going to do in this particular video, please see to this step by step, right? So let's say that I have a specific form. Okay, now in that form, and let's say that is a kind of an exam form, right? A competitive exam form or a government exam form. Now in that exam form, the requirement is that the person age should be between 20 to 30, let's say. If it is below 20, if somebody enters the age below 20 or greater than 30, we should probably raise a custom exception saying that, hey, your age does not fall in that bracket for this particular exam, right? So that is what we are probably going to do. Now, how to do it? And I was specifically waiting this video till I probably cover classes. And I hope everybody has seen about the exception class, right? Now, how do I create my own custom exception class? That we are going to see. So first of all, I'll just go ahead and create a class called as, let's say I will create a generic class, which is called as an error, okay? And here we are just going to inherit exception, okay? And let's say I want to probably, right now, I don't want to use any definition. I will be using this exception class, whatever by default, how it works. We are going to specifically use this. And this will be a generic error custom exception, okay, that I'm going to use. Now I'll also go ahead and create one more class. And let's say this time I'm going to use a exception class, which is called as DOB exception. So this is date of birth exception, okay? And here specifically we will be inheriting this error class, okay? And here also I'm just going to give pass, because by default what is there in the exception will do that, but we will try to customize our own message with respect to the print statement, so that we probably notify the user, hey, you're not giving the valid date of birth, right? So this is what is the classes that I've actually created. Understand, I could have directly inherited from exception and done it, but I try to create a generic error. So any classes that I probably create with respect to custom exception should inherit this, okay? Now, what I'm actually going to basically do over here is that I'm going to probably go ahead and fill that particular or create that particular form and see how this exception works. So guys, now let's go ahead and create a variable called as year, right? Now here I will say year, and I'll just convert this into int, and I'll use an input function, and I'll say, hey, user, please go ahead and probably enter the date of birth. Okay, so this will basically be my DOB, okay? And I'm actually converting this into int because by default input will specifically give you strings, right? Now what I'm actually going to do is that I'm just going to go ahead and find out the age. Now with respect to age, I'll just go ahead and write over here current age that I have, right? It is nothing but 2024. Current year that I have is 2024. I will just go ahead and subtract with this specific year, okay? And then further I will go ahead and give a condition. I'll say, hey, if age is less than or equal to 20, and if age is I should basically write less than or equal to 30, and if age is greater than or equal to 20, then what I should basically say, I should go ahead and write, hey, your print, the age is valid, the age is valid, so you can apply for the exams, right? So here is my default condition. Like this is the condition that should work with respect to the age that we give, right? But let's say if someone gives some other age where your age is greater than 30 or less than 20. So I'll go ahead and write my else condition. And with respect to this else condition, here, you know that the age is not falling in this bracket. So what I will do, I will go ahead and raise my DOB exception. So this is how we specifically raise. Now, see, if you're just using this if else clause, right, raising a DOB exception will be difficult. Why? Because we have not even used try catch block, right? Because when we are raising an exception, we should also catch that exception, and that exception needs to be handled. And that will not be possible right now because we have not used this try catch block. So what I will do, I will just go ahead and write try over here. And let me just take this entire code and press tab, right? So this will basically there in my new line. Okay, so here you can see. Now, as soon as I raise this DOB exception, I should be catching this, right? So for that, I will go ahead and write except block, Okay, I will go ahead and write except block, and inside this except block, which exception I need to handle? DOB exception, right? And now I will go ahead and say, hey, print, sorry, your age does not follow, or your age is not within the, or I'll say, hey, your age should be greater than 20 or less than 30. Okay, so I'm just going to give this comment over here with respect to the code that I've actually written. Okay, now what I'm actually doing over here, see, we are raising this DOB exception, and we also need to catch this exception. In normal exception handling, what used to happen whenever an error is basically happening over there, automatically with the help of that default exception class, we were able to catch it. But here we are raising it and we are also catching it, right? Now let us go ahead and see whether it will work fine or not. So let's say that I'm going to write my date of birth as 1987. Okay, I'm just giving it as an example. I'll press enter. So here you can see, hey, your age should be greater than 20 or less than 30, right? Greater than 20 or less than 30 for your competitive exam. And this is how we specifically raise a custom exception, right? The main thing is that when we will be developing end-to-end application, there we'll be performing exception handling, we'll be also performing logging and all. There also we'll develop our own custom exception, and we'll be seeing similar examples where we customize our message and display to everyone, specifically to the end user, so that they understand about the error. And we really need to see those exceptions that are basically happening. It is not because of our coder, like coding behavior that we are specifically coding, right? It is because of the mistakes that usually happens from the client end side, who is specifically using that particular application. So I hope you were able to understand this particular video. I hope you liked it. This was it. I will see you all in the next video. Thank you.